Woman's rare condition leaves her covered in thousands of tumors. At age 5, Libby Huffer was diagnosed with a neurological disorder that affects 1 in 2,500 people. The condition is genetic and causes the growth of benign tumors or fibromas anywhere where nerves are present. Tumors can grow both internally and externally and cause a lot of pain and itching. Huffer's skin began to develop small bumps during her teenage years and worsened in 1993 when hormones from her pregnancy caused them to multiply. Now, at age 44, the Fort Wayne, Indiana native has over 6,000 fibromas covering her entire body. The condition led to her being bullied and socially isolated as a child and discriminated against as an adult. Sadly, there is no cure for her condition. Huffer's best option is electro-dessication surgery, which removes the tumors from beneath the nerve. She set up a GoFundMe page to help pay for the operation, as well as to raise awareness for her condition.
It started to change when the tumors started to develop, such as personal self-esteem. I became more depressed because I was the only bumpy person in the entire school, in high school.
Here's one of these. I hope you can take the time to read it and show it to your kids. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
I just really want people to know what it is. I'm tired of getting stared at, and I feel like a circus freak or like a monster sometimes. In school growing up, kids would call me either leopard. I've been called lizard or lizard breath. I've been called a toad. And all of these things are really hurtful. There's nothing that I can do. It was a genetic inheritance. And the scary part is my future is unforeseen, you know. The older I get, the more I'm getting of these. So I will be entirely covered eventually. And that scares me, you know. I don't look forward to growing old. I don't want to be old, 89 years old, because I'm afraid of what I would, look like. Created my GoFundMe page to try to raise money for the electro-dessication surgery, because unfortunately the insurance that I have doesn't cover out-of-network procedures. There's a procedure called electro-dessication, and it's a surgical laser procedure that can go down beneath the nerve where the tumors are rooted from. The way I have them cut off now is they just go in and take out the fatty tissue and pull me back together. But this procedure is done with laser. Like I said, it goes beneath the nerve, so it totally pulls the entire tumor out, thus causing it not to come back. Still today, nobody knows what it is. That's why I'm trying to really make a difference in showing the world how many people have neurofibromatosis. So I'm getting more and more every day.
Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Here are 9 more unbelievably bizarre medical conditions. Indonesian werewolf boy revered as Hindu god. An Indonesian teen covered head to toe in thick black hair is getting attention from both ends of the spectrum, from those who revere him to those who ridicule him. The 13-year-old has a genetic condition called hypertrichosis, more popularly known as werewolf syndrome. The extreme hair growth caused by the condition has made the boy look like Hanuman, the Hindu monkey god. Villagers from other locales would reportedly flock to his house just to get a look at him. He doesn't mind the attention despite being a devout Muslim. School, though, is a different matter. The boy is bullied by peers and often called names because of his appearance. Doctors have suggested getting laser treatment, which is expensive. But even if the family could afford the procedure, the teen prefers not to change his appearance, accepting it instead as a blessing from God. Woman's hand grows to the size of a football. A housewife in Bangladesh is afflicted with a rare deformity. Her right hand, once normal-sized, has swelled to gigantic proportions. The 36-year-old appears to be suffering from a rare medical condition. Trouble is, doctors have no clue what it is. Her fingers have grown abnormally large and lost their shape. Blisters have also formed on her deformed hand, and while itchy, they're at least not painful. Doctors have referred her to plastic surgeons in the capital, but she unfortunately cannot afford treatment. To compensate for her deformity, the woman has mastered doing most things with just one hand. Still, she hopes some good Samaritan will help pay for her treatment one day so she can live a normal life.
করাই তো চাই কিন্তু দূরে চালানোর সামর্থ্য এরকম নাই দেখে কোনো কিছুই হয়নি কিন্তু যন্ত্রণা পাইতেছে আমি চিনতে পারবো না নিবে ডাক্তার দেখাচ্ছিলাম তারা স্বাস্থ্যকেন্দ্র যা এক্সরা ছিল এক্সরার পর তারা বড় ডাক্তার ঢাকা প্লাস্টার সার্জনের কাছে তার কাছে বের করছিল তারপরে গেলাম না কোনো কিছুই হবে
Baby with severely swollen head fights for survival. A poor baby from a remote village in western India is struggling to live after a rare condition has left her head 3 times its normal size. Though born healthy, the 14-month-old's head begins swelling after just 2 months. The girl is battling a severe form of hydrocephalus, which causes fluid to accumulate inside the skull. In this case, the baby's skull is so filled with fluid, it now measures 23 inches in diameter. Her head is also so heavy the girl is unable to even crawl and has remained in bed for months. Surgery is the best way to deal with hydrocephalus, but the girl's parents don't earn very much and cannot afford the pricey operation. Left with no other choice, the helpless family left their daughter's fate up to the heavens. Fortunately, someone up there was listening. A GoFundMe page set up for the poor girl has amassed over £17,000, enough to pay for her life-saving surgery.
और तो ले जाने परिस्थिति नहीं एना डॉक्टर ऑपरेशन वगैरह कोई इलाज नहीं था तो डॉक्टर असी बनी सके नहीं ना पाए मोटा दवाखाना बताओ मोटा दवाखाना जा सके मारी परिस्थिति नहीं जा अमदावाद तो सिविल में ले जाता ना पाए तो नहीं था डॉक्टर तो कि 2 वर्ष 3 वर्ष
भूख नहीं लाजी कारी ने भूख नहीं लाजी हमरा पीड़ा इतले
Baby born with no nose. Tessa Evans from Ireland was just like any other smiley, happy kid, except for one tiny thing. The 2-year-old was a rare child, one of only 47 others who have been recorded as being born with a missing nose. The toddler has complete congenital arrhythmia, a condition so rare it affects 1 in 100 million. The girl's nose didn't develop in the womb, and while she has no sinuses and no sense of smell, she can still cough, sneeze, or catch a cold. Despite all this, Evans is your typical adorable tot, who is especially fond of dancing. In June 2015, she underwent an operation to get a 3D printed nose mold fitted under her skin. It's the first of many surgeries in the coming years, as doctors must ensure the nose grows at the same rate as the rest of her face. The final prosthetic implant will be fitted when Evans hits her teens, and the nose will be completed with nostrils and shading drawn on by a tattoo artist. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. The Boy with the Melting Face. Bhupender Singh is a spirited, fun-loving teen, like most kids his age. But unlike most 16-year-olds, he suffers from a condition that makes his face look like it's melting. Singh has neurofibromatosis and was born with a tumor on his right eyelid. As he grew, so did the tumor. By age 9, his face had drooped so much he had to undergo emergency surgery. He's had 2 more surgeries since, but his face remains engulfed by the tumor. With his sagging nose, half lip, missing eye and ear, Singh is afraid of being branded a freak and rarely leaves the safety of his village. He may not be able to see, eat, or speak properly, but the teen is determined to make something of himself. Despite the odds stacked against him, Singh has dreams of someday becoming a chef, whether he is cured or not. Bangladesh's real-life Benjamin Button. A mother in Magura, Bangladesh has given birth to a curious-looking baby. With his wrinkled skin, hollow eyes, and a shrunken body, the boy appears more like an old man than a newborn. Doctors believe he suffers from a rare genetic condition called progeria, which affects 1 in 8 million people. Those with progeria age 8 times faster than others. Average life expectancy is 13 years, since the chances of having a heart attack or stroke at an early age is increased. Despite this strange appearance brought about by his condition, the baby's parents were overjoyed at the new addition to their family and are hoping the boy grows up healthy. Woman gets life-changing treatment to be able to walk again.
5 gallons.
Roseanne Smith from Plano, Texas was 18 when her foot and ankle began to swell. She turned to doctors, but they'd never seen anything like it and were just as baffled as she was. The swelling worsened, progressing to her right leg and knee. But it wasn't until 1987, 6 years after the swelling began, that she was finally diagnosed. Smith had lymphedema, an incurable condition where lymphatic fluid builds up in the arms, face, legs, or hands. She resorted to hiding her oversized limb with loose pants and long dresses, but the leg, now the size of an elephant's, made it difficult to walk. Smith's ray of hope came when she discovered a doctor in South Korea who specialized in stem cell work. In April 2016, she finally sought treatment. 17 liters of fluid was drained from her leg, and stem cells injected to restart her lymphatic system. The size of her leg has already been reduced by half, and the 54-year-old beautician claims she can now walk comfortably for the first time in 20 years.
You know, so I joined a Facebook group called Lymphedema Lifeline Foundation, and I met Cindy Lechtenhahn. She runs the group, and she does the manual lymph drainage and all the complete decongestive therapy that's, you know. She told me about Dr. Shim in Korea, and that she thought he was working with stem cells. And so, well, I just friended him right away and started talking to him. And he knew more about the lymphatic system and stem cells than any doctor I've ever known. Well, let's see, on GoFundMe, I was able to raise about $4,000, and then my brother happens to be the drummer for a country band called Lone Star, and my brother came up with the idea to put on a concert for me to raise money so that I could go to Korea, and that happened. They did it. This was the before picture, and this was 2 weeks after the procedure. You can see the liposuction scars there, and then that's 4 weeks after. It's kind of gradually going down. Now, some people do have pain, but I'm lucky. I'm lucky that I only have it in one limb, because there's people much worse off than me, like babies being born with it in both legs. That's just breaks my heart.
Beating the odds, an Indian man has been hailed a medical miracle after surviving well beyond the timeline once set for him. The 18-year-old was born with his heart outside his rib cage. This is a rare condition called pentology of Cantrell. The condition affects fetal development and leads to the bizarre congenital defect. Doctors predicted his early death at birth, but the brave man continues to beat the odds by surviving. He even pushes the envelope by living and working on his father's farm, refusing to let his condition hold him back. Still, the man is careful about protecting his chest area, as falling or hitting the unprotected heart could lead to instant death. One day he hopes to get an operation to correct his anomaly and let him lead a normal, happy life. World's heaviest child diets to save his life. A boy in West Java, Indonesia, had to go on an emergency diet after his parents feared his morbid obesity may be threatening his life. Arya Permana is only a decade old, but already weighs an eye-popping 192 kilos. The boy's mom claims he was born normal and only recently began rapidly gaining weight. He's grown so large that he's had to wear a sarong, since no clothes fit him. He was forced to leave school after his extreme weight made it difficult to walk and move around. As a result, the 10-year-old spends most days lying around watching TV or playing on the phone. Pramana is perpetually hungry and eats 5 large meals a day. Despite this, doctors haven't been able to find anything wrong with him, even declaring the big boy healthy. His parents aren't convinced though, and put him on a strict brown rice diet to get him back to a decent size, and hopefully away from the jaws of death.
Sekarang ya makan nasi, iya.
Makan ringan gitu?
Makanan nyemil-nyemil, gitu, cemilan, suka.
Terus bisa berjalan duduk dengan benar apa gimana?
Jalan bisa, tapi nggak jauh. Suka sesak napasnya. Cuman duduk, tiduran di sini. Di rumah.
Masalah yang dihadapi saat membesarkan Arya selama sampai sekarang itu dari pertama?
Ya, membesarkan Arya.
Pas mulai ada perubahan ini, apa kesulitannya?
Ya sulit, dia susah jalan, ke sekolah susah, dia bisa jalan katanya sesak napas.
Arya sehari makan berapa kali?
3.
Kalau sebelum-sebelumnya?